Hey guys, Carell Cooper here with On the Black, and I'm joined by Matt Pignataro of 7 Train from Shea. How you doing, Matt?
I'm doing good, Carell. Thank you for having me on.
No problem. Thanks for joining me. Before we get started, why don't you give the people out there that's listening some words about you? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. Well, my name is Matt Pignataro from 7traintoshay.com. I'm a junior at Eastern Washington University, majoring in marketing, and hopefully soon to be intern at one of the Rangers minor league affiliates here within the next week or so.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Where are you right now?
I'm in Spokane, Washington, right now in the inland northwest, as I like to call it.
Ah, okay. All right. Cool. Cool. Well, I know you're a Mets fan, so just let's talk a little bit about the Mets. First, the surprise this week, at least for me, was to see Jason Isringhausen in camp for the Mets, and actually, I guess, impressed the Mets management so much that they actually signed him to a deal. What are your thoughts on Isringhausen? Were you surprised that he was in camp, and do you think he can actually make this team? And if so, what type of role can he play?
I'm surprised they didn't bring back Paul Wilson and Bill Pulsiver as well in that group. No, but I think Izzy he's got a shot. I think he talked about how he wanted to go somewhere where he's going to be able to pitch and play, and New York might be that possible spot. The bullpen. Terry Collins talked about today. There's 2 or 3 spots still in that bullpen. I don't expect him to make it out of the into that bullpen, into the starting day roster, but I expect him to see what he's got. J.P. Ricciardi said he threw the ball well yesterday, and hopefully you can never have enough arms. That's what I think, and especially Carell, we've learned over the past couple of years, injuries, whatnot. I think the more arms the better, and I expect Isringhausen to be at the minor league complex, prove what he's got, get that arm in shape, because I know Ricciardi talked about how he's not in shape just yet. So I expect him to go to extended spring training once the club breaks north, and be assigned to AAA Buffalo or wherever it may be, and pitch there, and then once the time comes to get called up, hopefully make an impact there.
Cool. All right. Well, switching gears a little bit to another position that I'm kind of interested to see how this is going to play out in the spring, and that's Beltran in center, I guess, and Angel Pagan in right. And recently you tweeted that you found out that Beltran has played, I think, a total of 3 games in right field in his entire career. Are you kind of expecting maybe Pagan to challenge Beltran in some way for center field, or you think the Mets, no matter what happens, Beltran's going to be in center all year?
Well, I know right now Terry Collins, when he addressed the media today, talked about how Beltran's a center fielder right now. They're going to stick with that plan, and from what Terry Collins has been saying and what Carlos Beltran has been saying, it seems that they're going to go whatever works best interest of the club. So if that means Pagan is the better fit to play center, then they'll talk about Beltran moving him to right. But I think right now, Beltran's your guy in center until otherwise, and hopefully he stays that way. I know he lost. Carell, you could see it last year. He lost a step. There's no question about it.
Right.
He just all along. The past 2 seasons definitely. It shows in the way he plays, the way he goes after balls, and his routes to the ball. So whatever best interest of the club, and hopefully that is Carlos Beltran in center field. If not, I'd be more than happy with Pagan covering center and City Field. Right.
Now, I've been asked a few times already, and we're just getting going here in the spring, about the Mets and their chances this year. Are they a 500 team? Can they play above 500? Will they be below 500? What are your kind of early spring training thoughts on this team, I guess, as it stands right now? Do you think they're a 500 team? Do you think that maybe they could actually compete for a wild card or a playoffs position? What are your thoughts on this team as it stands right now?
I kind of see them at an 85 win team. I know I threw that question out on Twitter maybe about a month ago or so, and everybody was saying, I think they're 85, 83 win team, and anything can happen right now. I know a lot of people are talking about the Phillies, how they have one of the greatest in all of baseball, but they still have to come out and play. They still have to pitch, hit, do all the intangibles in order to win. And funny things have happened in a season. Somebody could go down, Holiday could go down, Cole Hamels could go down.
Mm-hmm.
So there's still nothing's given to them. I mean, nothing's given in life either. So I think,
Right.
if Mets come out there, play hard, they got a shot. And I really like what they have here with, Reyes and, Francisco Rodriguez and Carlos Beltran as well. Those guys have motivation and extra motivation being in contract years to help out. And I think Terry Collins is going to play a huge role this year. And, Capuano, Chris Young, I think are just great additions to the starting rotation. And hopefully that bullpen, I know a lot of people are questioning. I think it's going to be a major strength of this team. And, I think also, a lot of people have been doubting them. And, hopefully it all comes to fruition this year because, I mean, past couple of years, I guess the correct word would be it sucked the past couple of years to be a Mets fan. I think anybody would agree with that. So hopefully they do it this year. I mean, there's a reason for optimism as a fan. Things are looking up either way. Even if they don't reach the playoffs, even if the team finishes in third place, I think there's going to be major improvements this year from the team that we saw from last year. Ike Davis, John Neese as well. I mean, Mike Pelfrey. I mean, those names I think are gonna improve this year. And the farm system's gonna get better. And whatever Sandy Alderson does is gonna help this franchise move in the right direction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I kind of agree with you. I mean, I think if this team is healthy, on paper, especially their lineup, it's good enough to compete. And, one thing I keep saying that I think could be an X factor in all this is you got a lot of guys on this team that have something to prove this year from a personal standpoint. You got Reyes, who's in the last year of his deal. Beltran's in the last year of his deal. Bay wants to show he can bounce back from last year. Pagan wants to show he can be an everyday player. Even guys like Capuano and Young want to show that they're healthy and that they can be good pitchers in this league again. So, I don't know. I just think that, putting all that together, that could equal some wins for this team. I don't know. I mean, we'll see, I guess. So.
Yeah, I think so too. I think there, like you said, there's a lot of factors going in there. And Terry Collins, I think the big thing that I don't know if you've listened to the podcast today that he had addressing the media, but the big thing that he preached was building confidence and swagger back in this club, which they've been lacking. I mean,
right.
You just see in the faces and the body language that they've had over the years with Daniel. I think it's a big factor, and it's a big factor in baseball as well. Having confidence,
right.
Having the confidence to go up there, do your thing, and be successful as well. So I think Collins is, I think he's going to be a big factor with them, and along with the rest of this coaching staff they have in place.
Right. Well, hey, Matt, I want to thank you for taking a few minutes tonight and for joining me. For those of you out there, be sure to check out Matt over at 7 Train Touche. Him and the guys, they do a great job over there on the blog and on their podcast. Thanks for joining me, Matt.
Thanks, Carell.